welcome to Cooking with a Bang. My name is Thabang for those who know me, and for those who don't, welcome. Please don't forget to click the subscription button, it's down low, and comment, like, and just follow us on our various social media pages. And if you are a returning subby, thank you so much. Today's video is a bit different. What we'll be going through are some kitchen essentials that people normally ask, what pots do you use, what spoons do you use, and so I'll try to cover as much as I can. I can't promise that we'll go through everything, but I will do my level best and tell you of alternative ways. If you don't have this, if you have that, you can use this and that, and so forth. So before wasting more time, let's get right into it. First thing first, everybody's different in the kitchen. I prefer using cast iron pots, and some people prefer using metal pots like these ones, and some prefer using non-stick pots. For me, it's a matter of what are you making today and how quick is it, how much power are you going to use. Is it going to be in the oven, is it going to be on the top stove? And all those things play a role in terms of which pot I decide to use for the day. For starters, this is your 26 centimeter round cast iron pot, which is amazing for cooking stews, for cooking curries and so forth. It's also highly recommended to use it in the oven more than the top stove because it retains so much heat. So if you were to cook it on oven top, you would probably cook it at 2 or 3 or 4 at most, because the food can stick to your pot and so forth. You can also use it for baking. It came as a set, which was this 26 centimeter cast iron and 2 oval cast iron pots and 2 platters. And we also have this Le Creuset casserole, which is a non-stick. It's amazing for stir fries, eggs, and also for baking. You can also bake scones in it. You can also use it in the oven with or without the lid. And I love it so much. Like, no matter how hot the stove is, if you forget that you're cooking, your food will still not stick to this pot. But for pots like this, I also highly recommend using wooden spoons. These are great for your pots and so forth, to take care of them, not to scratch them and damage them and so forth. If you're not using wooden spoons, I also recommend using silicone ones, especially for curries, because these will have color on them if you use them for curries and so forth. I'm not very big on recommending people who don't actually love cooking to buy cast iron pots, because they are more admin and just harder to work with. But I do recommend non-stick pots and steel pots. Those are amazing. Moving right along, the set also came with a griller. A griller is perfect for making steak, for making fish, for frying things at very high temperature. You can also shove it from the stove to the oven. You get the best. We also have a non-stick pan. Every house needs a non-stick pan. From your omelets to your breakfast, you need a non-stick pan. And this is another gem that I have when it comes to serving breakfast, your divided pan. This is amazing. You don't need to be frying eggs and removing them, and frying your bacon and removing it, or using 4 different pots or pans at the same time just to make breakfast. It's perfect because you can make your sausage, your bacon, your egg all at the same time. Another thing that I have, it's this shogun. Guys, I've always hated cutting cabbage, and this jam has saved me from it. I go from a full cabbage to tiny pieces of shredded cabbage within a minute or two. That's how efficient this thing is. You'll see it in one of my videos. If you subscribe, I will show you how to chop a cabbage in 2 minutes. It's also that go-to, like when you're going to Mqembini on a Friday, they say, today we're cutting veggies. This is what you need. Show up with this and you won't hate the responsibility of cutting all of that. It goes for about 100 rands at your macros and game. It comes together like this. And this one, I use it to cut carrots and stuff like that. When I make stir fries, it makes it cute. Or when I'm making your chakalakas and I want strips instead of the grated ones, it comes effectively. Every kitchen needs good knives. I have these Bellinghorst ones. It's a set. It's amazing. It's amazing. I always tell people that people normally hate cooking because of the admin, but when you have good products, when you have effective products that make it easier for you to be in the kitchen, you get to enjoy it. Hence, things like non-stick pots are important. Pots like this are important. You know that you can cook pap today and still wash the pot today because it's not stuck on it and it just comes off right easily. Also, we need this. You need a spoon rest. You cannot put the spoon that you're cooking with on the counter. No. Just make sure that you have a spoon rest. There's different ones, there's cute ones. I love the Le Creuset ones. They come in all colors that can fit your kitchen and they are so effective, and just make cute deco in the kitchen for that. Another important kitchen essential is a slow cooker. Some people prefer using a pressure cooker, but I still don't know the science behind pressure cooker versus slow cooker, but I'm very big on slow cooking food. I just feel like it gives the food time for the flavors to flow and for it to marinate, to become tenderized, and. This is my go-to when I make things like lamb shank, when I make oxtail, curry, things that take a bit long. I would normally make oxtail overnight because it takes about 8 hours. I would make a lamb shank overnight because it also takes about 6 hours to 8 hours. It's perfect because you can time it. There's a digital one where after 6 hours, if you happen to sleep longer than you should, it automatically switches itself off. And it's just so important to have in the kitchen, especially for lazy days where you just don't really feel like cooking. So you just chop things up, throw them in there, you're done. I also make things like wings in here. It makes amazing sticky wings. I'll show you how. Just subscribe and soon I'll post a video about sticky wings made in the slow cooker. Another thing that we have is this, the casserole dish. This is perfect for also stewing, for things like shin beef, where you cook it in the oven. When you're making pasta, you can just get rid of the lid and make your lasagnas and make your mac and cheese and so forth. I love it so much. It's also versatile because it can go from the oven to your tableware and you can have a nice tableware set up with it. Another important thing that you need in your kitchen is a blender. I prefer a stick blender more than the normal blender. It's just less admin, and also because I can switch it from blending to it being a whisk with this, and instead of manually whisking things, you've got this to whisk with. And it's also amazing for making your soups, for blending your vegetables, cutting your onions and tomatoes and things like that, because I'm sure we all hate grating. So this is perfect. It's a perfect substitute for such things. And yeah, those are mainly my kitchen essentials that I use on almost on a daily basis, and I would highly recommend having one or two of the following.
These are the plates that I normally use for plating for presentation. Over and above your food looking good, you need good looking plates. Pep Home is my best friend when it comes to that, as well as Mr. Price Home. And just make sure you buy things that don't have a lot of print on them, and ones that are interesting pieces, more on the art side.
Thank you so much guys for watching, and that was my kitchen essential video. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And also, if you have any questions about all the crockery and pots and whatever that I talked about today, you're most welcome to DM me or leave a comment below, and I'll try to answer as truthful as I can and give as honest reviews as I can as well. See you in the next video. Voila!